What's up, Fantasy Bay? Here for another game preview. Right now, we're going to go over the Dolphins versus the Baltimore Ravens. All right, so we're going to start with the Miami Dolphins. They have a new addition. You may know him as Fitzpatrick. I know him as Fitzmagic because I've got the magic in me. I don't know about y'all, but Fitzmagic won me a couple games last year, and I am very appreciative. As a Bucs fan, he did work. So him and Jameis Winston combined were like a top 2 quarterback last year, which I'll take that. Fire. All right, so let's get into the actual game preview. So we have it's going to be on Sunday at 1 p.m. The over-under is 37. That is low. The line opened at -4 for the Ravens and is now -7, which means that they think that the Ravens are going to win by even more now, or people are betting that they're going to win, which I can't blame them because the Dolphins are 28th against the quarterback, and Lamar Jackson is going to feast. Now, Lamar Jackson, everybody thinks about him as a pure running quarterback. And yes, he did primarily run last year. And yes, his accuracy was not very good. But he also came into an offense that had Joe Flacco, which is as stationary as it gets. He didn't move very often. And it's not like he had reps with the first teamers. He just came in and they kind of just figured it out. They had a whole offseason to figure it out this time. And I believe that they're going to fix some of the holes. He's not going to be Tom Brady with the accuracy, but I think that he'll get by. I mean, Cam Newton isn't the most accurate person, and he's been a fantasy MVP. So I think Lamar Jackson is going to have a good year, and I think it starts today, or starts on Sunday. That being said, I'm still actually not touching his wide receivers yet. I want to see who's getting the touches. They brought in a couple new faces, and some Miles Boykin, Marquise Brown, and Willie Snead is the person that's been on the team the longest, actually. So I think it's a little murky. I'll re-advise, and I'll get back with you later. But fire up your running backs because I think Mark Ingram is going to destroy the Dolphins. The Dolphins are 31st, and that's almost the worst in the league. Side note, watch out for Justice Hill. I think that he is somebody that you may want to stash on your bench because Mark Ingram is a little long in the tooth. I think that means he's older. And I think that Justice Hill could start creeping in and start taking some of that workload. Everybody is talking about Mark Andrews, and I'm not currently on that train. I'm willing to be proved wrong. It's the tight end position. So, I mean, how good do you really have to be a top 10 tight end at this point? So, that's it for them. Now I'm going to Fitzmagic. I don't think he has a great game. The Ravens are very good against the quarterback. They're 8th against the quarterback. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still think he has a little bit of magic in there. But for this week, I'm probably going to not fire him up. I'm also not going to touch the wide receivers because the Ravens are number 1 against the wide receiver, and Devontae Parker still has to prove it to me. Devontae Parker, people have been talking about him for years about how he's going to break out, how he's going to do this, how he's going to do that. I'm going to need to see it before I believe in Devontae Parker. We got the running backs, Kalen Ballage and Kenyon Drake, not necessarily in that order. I'm very interested to see how this backfield works out. I do think that Kenyon Drake gets a majority of the carries, but how long until Kalen Ballage starts to creep in? I don't know. So, and I'm not touching the tight end. So, I believe that is the end of the weekly preview for the Dolphins versus the Ravens. If you have any questions, hit me up on my YouTube or Facebook. Or Twitter, or Instagram. I got all of them. Later, Fantasy Bay. And check out my other videos, too.